Starting the broadcast. Hey, welcome everyone. This is Elsie Kearns, and tonight we have the pleasure of speaking with Amy Williams, who is a clinical level practitioner of Eden Energy Medicine. And we have a great evening planned for you. So if you'd like to send in any questions, there's a chat box right there for you. And I want to welcome Amy from Lincoln, Nebraska. Hi, Amy.
Hey, Elsie. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you and all of your attendees. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. And Amy, I just want to ask you, because everyone is curious about this question, how did you get connected to Donna Eden?
Well, let's see. How did that go? The story of that is that as you know, and I think most of the people do, I have been a licensed massage therapist for 27 years. And it was really about, 7 or 8 years ago that I had kind of a mystical experience that showed me that I was going to work in a different way. And it was kind of weird because it showed me all of the subtle energy techniques that I knew. But Elsie, I'm kind of an anatomy geek, and I loved the deep specific massage that I did. But I always started every massage with Reiki. And so I've been doing energy work even with the specific body work. And the cool thing about that vision was that a month later, my hands got really tired and I got really burned out. And I went, oh, crap. And thank you for giving me the answer before the question. Because I didn't go into a total freak out of what am I going to do? How am I going to make a living? You know, what a person could. And so I just started following the guidance that I'd been given that basically said, you know, do these lighter techniques, work with following the energy and following your intuition on what's going on in people's bodies. And so that was really cool. But what was crazy is that as I started to take my hands off bodies, I was reacquainted with the fact that I feel energy. And I started feeling so much, and I had no idea what most of it was. So, you know, my hands are off the body and I feel like something that feels like static in a radio, or I feel like pokies or pain or whatever. And I know that because I knew a lot about energy stuff, you know, I know that I'm out in the aura, and I know that I'm over a chakra, and I know that there's organs down there underneath, you know, in the area of that chakra. But I just kept asking, what is this that I'm feeling? And so that question, in a kind of roundabout way, led me to Donna's book, to the Eden Energy Medicine book. So, yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
And where did you finally meet Donna or see her in person? Because I think that solidifies, I mean, that makes us say, I've got to follow her.
Well, what happened was I was teaching a body-mind class, and to back up again, you know, the day after that vision, I had basically heard, you know, all the subtle energy techniques that I knew, cranial, sacral, myofascial, Reiki, and those things were in my vision. And then the next day I got a flyer in the mail that said all of those things, and it named a different technique. And so I went forward through the months, starting to take my hands off and, you know, work with those techniques and feel energy and follow my intuition. And when I finally got to that class, he kept talking about James Oshman's book, which I know you know about, the
Yes.
Energy Medicine, the Scientific Basis. And so I got that book. Well, I was looking for the book. That's how I found Donna's book. I was teaching a body mind class, and since I first taught that class years ago, so much scientific research has come to light, with Lipton's work and Candace Pert's work, and so I was looking for Candace Pert's book Molecules of Emotion, and I was looking for the James Oshman book Energy Medicine in the library, because I wanted to not have to buy them if I didn't have to. And they did not have the Oshman, but they had the Pert. And so I was in the section, and that's when I found Donna's book. So then I asked for it on my Amazon wish list and got it for Christmas, and was gradually connecting with people who did different kinds of energy work in the area and asking them, what they did and how it worked for them. And this one woman was familiar with Donna's work, and she basically called me up one day and said, "Hey, Donna Eden's going to be in Kansas City. Do you want to go?" So we headed down to Kansas City and saw her live at the Unity Temple on the Plaza.
And I understand you're the only Eden energy medicine practitioner in Nebraska. Is that right?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh. A couple of my students have gone on to study, and one of them's a few hours away from here. So she just is really busy with little children, and so she and I haven't been able to connect for trades. But another student who took Energy Medicine 101 and 102 from me here in Lincoln is about to become certified in January. So Shelley Whitcomb will be a certified practitioner, and Amanda Skiles already is. So there are three of us, well, soon to be three of us. Yeah.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad I didn't say the only practitioner.
I was the first.
Yeah. So Amy, we have that slideshow, and I'm going to try to pull that over.
Okay.
So we can talk about some of these things, and trying to get that to open up and screen share. Okay, screen share, come on. Okay, there we go. And let's see what happens.
I see it. Looks good. I love that picture of you.
Yeah, that's a great picture of you. I don't see it yet on my end.
Yep, it's showing. And I said picture of you, Missy.
Yeah, for some reason it's not showing up on my end. Let me try it again. Here we go. And share.
There it is again. I see it again.
Great. I see it across the top.
Yep, it's looking great, Elsie. I'll tell you if it changes, but it looks good here.
Great. Okay, let me try one more time to get it over. And screen share. Okay, I got it. Finally. Okay, so Amy, I said this a couple times on Facebook, but this is such a fabulous picture of you. And, years ago, you and I at one of the EEM classes were roommates, and you were just so much fun to be with. So I want everybody to know that we're going to send you a PDF of the PowerPoint slideshow so that you can look through it at your leisure as well. And this is listing Amy's website. And I just want to say again, I've put this up again and again, but Albert Einstein tells us energy is all there is. And this has those famous Celtic swirls that Donna loves. The Celtic spirals.
It's such a
great image. Yeah, great picture, isn't it? So we have 8 sessions from September through May, or you can join us for just one session at a time. Okay, so Amy successfully crossed that bridge, as we talked about a few minutes ago, from her massage practice into Eden Energy Medicine. And we're going to talk more about that. And also, I want to ask Amy, when we come back from the slideshow, about her Access Consciousness Bars training. And also, she's a great marketer. So we'll give you information on how to find out more about her marketing talents. And also, we have a special slide on her meditation CD. So here we are. Here's that great picture again. Information specifically about Amy and her practice, how you can reach her by email, by phone, or check out her website. I thought that this testimonial that Kate Huff gave you was really very telling of Amy's creativity with all of the energy work that she has combined, and especially energy medicine. So I thought it was a great comment that it helped this gal transform the details of the terror that was in her into rocks of constitutional being. Great sentences. And here's a picture of Amy's CD, Conscious Embodiment. And we'll also talk about that, Amy, with you again in a few minutes, because there are 3 very wonderful meditations, and you can purchase one by itself or the whole package. And I love this. You got this to me today. This is fabulous. Conscious Body, Conscious Weight that you're going to be doing at the community college in 2016. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about that when we come back as well. And of course, here is our leader, Donna Eden. And I kind of remind everybody that when you study with Donna, or anyone for that matter, you step into their grid. So we are all part of that Eden Energy Medicine grid. And I invite everybody to call on your guides and the Eden Energy Medicine guides to help you in your work. There's a picture of Donna at the San Diego conference. And of course, another picture of her doing that cross crawl. That's my very, very favorite picture of her. I want to just inject a few other things before we go back with Amy. And I've shown this before, but I want to remind everybody that as we come into this 21st century, we have this fabulous, fabulous technology. And here's a picture of the new wireless pacemaker that requires no surgery, just simply threaded up through the groin directly into the heart. How cool is that?
Wow.
And then we have this information I put up again because kids can get these 3D printed prosthetics. And Disney has relinquished all royalties. They offered any of their characters, Star Wars, Frozen, any characters that want to be used from that Disney theme, the maker of Open Bionics can use and not have to pay any royalties. So that's, again, a wonderful way that we see more and more help in the universe from some of our bigger companies. And you can tell that my voice is a little bit froggy. So I did have this with me when I was away, but it is great to have before you come down with something, flu or the cold. So make sure you have it on hand. It really and truly works wonders. And I just want to mention 2 books. One of them is Medical Medium by Anthony William. And he has a very unique talent for reading disease and the body, mind, spirit. And he's had this since age 4. So you can go on his website, medicalmedium.com, and learn all about him. Also, Dr. Norman Doidge wrote The Brain's Way of Healing, and he has remarkable discoveries and recoveries, all based around neuroplasticity. Fabulous book. And just a reminder again that, as you give, you receive, and that you are part of that Eden Energy Medicine grid. The world needs you and your healing skills right now more than ever before. So I encourage you to hold yourself in love, honor, and reverence, just as you are in this moment. And remember, the body is always the healer. You are the facilitator through the divine hands of God. And lastly, here is general information on our online monthly teleclass series. All the 2016 dates. Again, how you can get in touch with Amy or myself if you'd like to be interviewed. So you'll receive this as a PDF that you can look at and view yourself at your leisure. So Amy, I want to go back to you because, well, first of all, I want to ask about access consciousness bars. And I also want to specifically have you mention that, I want you to talk about this energetic facelift. I saw that. I said, oh my God, I got to ask her about that.
Okay, well, through the years of doing massage, I did. I'm going to walk you into it kind of the way I did through the years in my practice, because it came through the years with me. Just that desire to heal on a deeper level, because the idea of the body mind has been with me since the early 80s. And when I was in school, in college for opera and musical theater, one of my early classes was a stage movement class, and the book, The Body Mind, was required reading. And so fast forward through the years to just shortly prior to my massage training, I actually had some personal healing done, which was a deep second degree Reiki healing technique that really helped me get over some roughness that I went through in my early 20s. So I knew that there was that powerful connection where the body and mind are inextricably tied, and that thoughts, feelings, and emotions have such a deep impact in the body, where I really don't see how we can separate them when we're looking at working with a person and the symptoms or pain or whatever. I don't know how you can separate it. And so I used to do that same technique. I learned it, and it was very intense. It was my first foray into doing past life work, and I worked with it with clients. Even though I mostly did massage, occasionally I'd have somebody want a Reiki session, and it was it could be very deep and heavy and cathartic. And sometimes when people would come back for a second session, they'd go, I kind of didn't know if I wanted to come in for this, because it was like really intense for them. And it can also be deeply relaxing, but I heard that a lot. And so when I got into Eden Energy Medicine, I really fell in love with the Black Pearl Sanctuary, because like Reiki, sacral therapy, using those light touches on points on the head could create so much change for people that I knew there was a lot there. And you and I both heard Donna Eden say that if she has one session to do with a person, she would always go to chakras. Well, for me, of course you're going to look at the different systems and see what's up with people. But I found myself, going through the EEM energy medicine evaluation and so frequently going to the Black Pearl Sanctuary because I could, and maybe it was just me that the people that were drawn to me were the ones who were ready to shift those emotions. And so what happened was then when I went into my clinical year, my third year of Eden Energy Medicine training, they ask you to do a research project. And I had just been introduced to Access Consciousness as a body of work, and specifically through a client of mine who had wanted to study life coaching, and she found Access, and she went away to study for 5 days and do the bars and their most basic training courses. They actually call it Foundation and Level 1. And it's being changed. It's going to be called the Foundation 2, which is funny because that's what we call our first year in energy medicine. But she came back and she said, hey, there's this thing I learned that it's so much like what you do. Do you want to trade? I said, awesome, that sounds great. And so I did a Black Pearl on her. A Black Pearl Sanctuary is the technique that Elsie and I are talking about in energy medicine. And she did the bars on me. And so I had that awareness that cranial sacral therapy with holding the points on the head and the Black Pearl took people into that similar place of deep, profound relaxation that could change a lot. And when I experienced the bars, I went, no, wait a minute. Here's something else that does that as well. What's going on here? And so that's what got me interested. And so I did my clinical practicum project on comparing the two. That's how that started.
So, Amy, I just want to interrupt a second and ask if you can go up on the chat area. You had said that you logged in, or I think you are listed as a presenter, and people can't get in unless it's under, I'm logged in to the chat room also.
Okay.
So can you check that again?
Yeah. Let's see. So, okay. There's some bars that I'm unchecking.
Yeah, uncheck those.
Okay, so all right. Okay. So now if I go over to the chat, we'll see if anything's changed. Okay. Does that do anything for you?
Let me see. Gee, I don't know why they can't get in.
Huh. So people are telling you that they can't get in?
Yeah, I have.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything that I'm doing. Displayed for admin, not public. And yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Well, I don't know what to tell you, lady.
Okay, well, that's all right. We'll have the replay.
Yeah. Huh. Funny deal. All messages are public.
I'm having Sherry try again. It could be the link. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a link that was, sent to people. Yeah. But let's go on and.
Okay.
So that access bar sounds so easy to incorporate, since energy medicine also uses those whole neurovascular system, which seems to be what that is based on.
Well, what ended up happening, oh, hey, I just thought of something. You did open up the room, or I wouldn't have been able to get in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did open up the room, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get in with you. Okay.
Right.
Oh, well. we'll just do it in replay. I can feel everybody who's going to be on it. There's a lot of energy around our work here. So what I ended up coming to, because our tendency is to want to function from the structures that we already know. And when I got in there, of course, what I was looking at was, all the meridian points that go in different places on the head, and all the neurovasculars and the endpoints of the meridians, and, so many different possibilities. And so when I saw the bars, which also had points on the head, I thought, oh, well, this one must be along triple warmer, and this one, look at this, it must be on gallbladder, and this one must be this, it must be that. And so I studied it. I took a class, and then I took another class, and ultimately became first a practitioner and then a facilitator, which means I'm a teacher of that. And what I came to was that it's just different. It all works together. It's fascinating that there are these different things that we have called different things that have similar effects, but they feel very different. When you touch them, yeah, I sometimes get similar feelings as when I hold a neurovascular and I feel maybe a harmonious pulse in one hand and an unharmonious pulse in the other, and eventually they come into a harmony. But they're just different. And what I found, and what I ultimately said in my practicum project, was that they are all connecting with rivers of consciousness within us. They do it in a different way. And I really felt like it didn't honor either body of work to really compare. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And also you're talking about the free flow of energy and also the guidance that you're getting.
Yeah. Well, and here's the piece that I was just so drawn to. So in Eden Energy Medicine, a lot of times what we say is everything is energy. Energy needs to move, and it needs space to move. And in Access Consciousness, what we like to say is everything is energy, space, and consciousness. And so that was kind of interesting and exciting to me, because it in our work with Eden Energy Medicine, yes, of course, just like you said, when you said so eloquently about us being the facilitator of energy moving and the body being the healer, and connecting with that higher consciousness to allow what's to be created to occur. There's so many words that we can use for that. And to use consciousness is a way to talk about that higher source without necessarily getting into a place where people's religious views might get involved. There are different ways of seeing the universe. And so you can say the word consciousness and kind of bypass the heavily loaded word of God or religion, or you know what I mean, or even the word spirit for some people can be so loaded. And so so that's one of the things that appealed to me. And yet it can also just be very this is going to sound funny, but the word that comes to me is it can be very mundane, and I mean that in a way that is it's every day. And so their definition of consciousness, by the founder of that body of work, Gary Douglas, he says consciousness is the ability to be present in every moment and judge nothing and receive everything. And I think that just speaks volumes, because so much of what we do and how we function in this reality is to function from the limitations of our mind, the judgments of what we already know, already think, somebody else has told us. And what a beautiful example that we as Eden Energy Medicine practitioners have already had in our fearless leader, Donna Eden, of being present in every moment and functioning from total awareness. Now, the challenge in that, and I think that the beautiful marriage of, you know, David's analytical mind and Donna's intuitive presence, and David's intuitive and Donna's analytical. I mean, it all works together, but I think that's kind of how we see our yin and yang leadership there. is
Right.
that things, they say Donna fought the training program for a long time, because anytime you define something, you limit it. And you create a lot of conclusions around what it is, what it isn't, what it can be, and what it can't be. And what we see, those of us who have had the opportunity to watch Donna work, and what I strive to do in every moment in my work, is to stay present in every moment, to the point where it can almost seem kind of flaky sometimes when you go, you know, okay, here's what we're going to do. And then an energy pops open in that instant that you must pay attention to, you know. And so it's like you're going down a road and then, oh, let's do this. It seems like more fun. And we've all seen those moments, and yet those are the moments of magic and brilliance that connect us in with that higher consciousness and enable us to really create from that space of total consciousness by tapping into the awareness that's available to us every moment, and create the magic that is way beyond, okay, this is what's wrong and I'm going to fix it, blah. You know what I mean? And yet that's the place where most people in this reality are functioning. So our journey, our challenge and our journey and our joy is to meet people where they are, wherever they are, and to bring whatever tools that we have, whether you come from a background of hypnotherapy or EFT or massage therapy or exercise or chiropractic care or whatever has been your way of connecting with people, and then just say, oh yeah, and here's what else we can play with. But if I stay in the place of simply functioning from the things that I've been taught, whether it was the muscles and the bones and the ligaments of my massage years, or even from the, you know, meridians, the chakras, the aura of, and all of the systems. That's not, you know, if you're new here, Eden Energy Medicine uses 9 systems. And yet, if I stay in that place only from what I've been taught, am I able to even allow the perception of something that could be going on with that person to be in my reality? Mental constructs of thinking I need to know and put it in a box. So if I stay in total awareness, I can observe all of those mental ideas and still go, there's some energy that's fuzzing around right over here, and I don't know what it is, but I'm going to ask questions about it, and I'm going to play with it. I'm going to see what it wants, and who knows, maybe it can change this reality, this person's reality, and I may never have a word for what it is. And that's okay with me.
Well, that's okay, because, you know, Amy, you have that childlike curiosity, which is really where healing comes from. And I'd like you to talk about the CD that you created. People can go to your website and purchase it. But I know that there are 3 different healing meditations. So can you tell us a little bit about those?
I will, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the facelift deal too, because that was when I stepped into that, it was fun and exciting, and it does, you know, that it's funny you use the exact words of my physician friend who lives across the street from me, who really is kind of a metaphysician in his own way, but he uses that word, childlike curiosity, for the state that we can all be in, that will create that magic of healing that we're looking for, and really help us create the magical life that we're looking for. Oops, I keep bumping that. But so should I finish up about the facelift and then go on to the CD? Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the facelift. So in Access Consciousness, they have the bars is their primary class and hands-on technique, and then they have this whole thing called Access Energetic Body Processes. And in that, I'm a body facilitator also. So it's over 60 different specific energetic vibrations that you can gift and receive with the body that that basically the body asks for sometimes. And so the facelift uses over 25 of those to create a visible change in the face. So it's, that's a series of sessions. And I do that with people. And it's very interesting because I've always thought of myself as a person who believed that anything was possible. But, talk about the stuck energies of judgments and conclusions and mental constructs. There's this reality likes to gift us with all kinds of things about what's going to happen when we get older. And one thing that I didn't say about Access Consciousness and the bars is that touching the bars points, it's different than the where we balance emotions and get rid of what we call energetic toxins when we're holding the neurovasculars. The focus of touching the bars points is to clear stuck energies in the form of decisions, judgments, conclusions, beliefs, and fixed points of view, because those, anytime we make a conclusion, it's an energy that limits as opposed to something that opens us up to more possibility. So that's what I was talking about before. So when you touch the points on the head that are the access bars, it's like doing a defrag of your brain's hard drive. It's dissipating the energetic charge around different conclusions and points of view. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't think I go through a day without somebody gifting me their points of view about aging in one way or another, whether it's in person or on TV, right? How many clients just assume that this is the way it is because of aging? And how much of a lie is that when maybe it's just a stuck energy in one form or another? So, so it was really fun when I got into the facelift because I like to think that I didn't have any, that I believed anything was possible. And I think that's what has made me successful as a massage therapist and a healer, was because anything, I loved it when people would come in and they go, well, I don't know if this can be, changed, but maybe you can just make me feel better for a while. And I'd go, okay, what can we create? And so I got into looking at the Access is big in that childlike curiosity and using questions to create. And so in the facelift manual, there's a question that says, what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to be the space of ageless?
Ah,
And isn't that delicious?
Yeah.
And so initially I just went, oh, it just gives you shivers through your body. And then I went, crap, do I even believe that? And, as much as I wanted to go there and go, oh my gosh, the energy and space of being ageless. Yeah, baby, let's have it. Bring it on. I immediately felt all the judgments of this reality around aging, and I realized that I did have some limiting thoughts. And so I started clearing those. So it's been a really fun journey to find those limitations and start to blast through them and say, okay, what else is possible? I'm ready for more.
Well, that's really juicy because, the fastest growing population today are people over 100. So we really have the opportunity, like you said, to think about ourselves as ageless instead of the opposite. That's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
it's really fun, and it was interesting because I had just taken that class, and then last year Donna and crew were in Palm Desert, where of course a lot of snowbirds go, and they did the I can't remember what they called it, but it was about using energy medicine to
Good.
basically change the effects of aging. So there's lots and lots of ways to play with that, but yeah, yeah. So that's what that was about, and it was kind of funny at the same time. The other thing that really turned me on about it was we had just this is about a year ago, a little more. We had just watched the DVD of Noah, and my husband did not grow up in a religious tradition, so there's a lot of points of view that I might be saddled with from all those years growing up in Catholic church and school and lots of mass,
Yeah.
and lots of Bible and that kind of stuff that he doesn't have because he didn't have that growing up. And he said, well, what's the deal with Noah and who are his kids? And Methuselah is also in there, and I think they called him grandfather, which I didn't remember him being Noah's grandfather. But so we Googled Noah, and he was supposed to be like 450 years old when he built the ark, and Methuselah was over 600 years old.
Oh,
And and so it's just so interesting, and a lot of people want to take the Bible literally, and I thought, I wonder if they believe that. I wonder if they really believe that was in the same way that we measure years, or if it is even possible. Because what if it is? And what if it's possible, and yet we could have the vitality that we have in our bodies with less time circling the globe, right? Or circling the sun. I said that wrong. But yeah, what else is possible for us and our bodies?
well, we certainly would have to correct the Social Security system to meet that kind of aging.
Or just keep making more money.
Right. So, so Amy, tell me about your CD and also a little bit more about the class that you're going to be teaching at the college in 2016, because it's also going to be online.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'd like to know more about that.
Yeah, okay. Well, the CD was just a fabulous 10-week magical journey. I have CDs of my singing from years ago, and I have not put one out since the year 2000. Just different parts of life took over, and so the beginning of September, I had reconnected with this high school friend over the summer, and he's a professional musician and has traveled worldwide playing. He's a pianist, but he also works with synthesizers and such. And he had mentioned that he has a large cache of New Age music. And so one day, just instantaneously, I had the thought and sent a message and said, hey, I would love to do a new gift for my subscribers when they sign up to subscribe for my email list on my website, and give them a new meditation, because I had a chakra meditation and I've been gifting that for a long time. And I just texted him and said, I want to do this. Do you have some music and could I license it? And he said, I'm really busy, but send me something. That sounds like fun. And so I had meditations that I had created in 2013, and I had recorded on a small digital handheld, and I had them on a cloud-based link that I could send him. In 2 hours, I had music to my meditation, Healing, Clearing, and Flow, and it was stunning. I just could not have been more pleased. And he was so enthused that even though he was in the middle of a huge project, he's getting ready to, he's got a whole piano technique that he's created. He said, okay, let's do another one. And so I went in the studio and recorded that one so it had a good audio. And I sent him another one, and he created the music while he listened to it. I mean, he listened to the meditation and played the piano. And so it's original music. And so one of them's about 15 minutes, and the next one's about 20, and then the next one's about 30. And I just am constantly seduced by how beautiful the music is, and other people seem to really benefit from the guided healing meditation, and I guide people through breathing to certain areas in their body that are giving them, you know, challenges, and I take them through a process of clearing those blocks, and really I credit our mentors, you know, Donna and David, for teaching me about healing and flow of energy, and the clearing that I've learned with the Access Consciousness work, and Gary Douglas's work with that. And I used kind of my own little version of the clearing statement that in that recording. And then each one, the first one's called Healing, Clearing, and Flow, and the second one's called Blessing the Body and the World. And then the third one really takes you into being, and how expansive your presence can be, connecting with energies all over the universe. So
beautiful, beautiful. Amy, one of the things I just want to mention is that, you know, people really appreciate a guided meditation. If they have any trouble meditating, they find that using a guided meditation really takes them into a calm and relaxed state.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm hearing from people. I've got a couple of testimonials. People seem to be just really enveloped by the energy of my voice and the music together, and just feel really safe. And it's really seeming to help people meditate, help people release emotions and sleep. And so I'm really anxious and curious to see what this this little recording can create for people, because it feels to me like it is a life form all its own that is going out into the world to do its work. So I just feel really blessed to have been the one to get to help give birth to it with my musician friends. So
yeah, and original music like that also is not only wonderful, but you're both creating at the same time. There's no worry about, you know, using music that is, what do they call that? Patent or registered.
Copyrighted. Yeah.
Yeah, copyrighted. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really fun. And so, you know, people can get one of them for free, and we're going to send a link to how to do that. And then, you know, you can get it really reasonably as a digital download. You can, you know, the secret is that, you know, it's $9.99 for the whole thing, but if you already have one for free, you can just pay $2.99 a piece for the other ones. So that's kind of a fun deal. And then I actually got some physical CDs for people who are old school, or who want to hand someone a gift or something like that. So yeah, and it's even got original artwork. The picture that you showed, and will come in there,
Yes.
PowerPoint. The art was created by one of my graphic designers who listened to the first one and painted while she was listening. So, there's a lot of sweet creativity in the whole project. It was really fun, and it was kind of magical the way it just all clicked along. So I can't wait to see it get out into the world more.
So tell me more now about the class that's going to be, you know, Conscious Body. You're going to be doing that both at the college and online. So how do people find out about that?
Well, it's on, you can get it, you can connect with all the stuff on amywilliams.us.
Right.
amywilliams.com is an Olympian. So I've had to be a marketer in order to have people find me on Google when you've got a gold medalist who has your name across the pond. But amywilliams.us is me. And so It's on my classes page, and of course the CDs are on the digital store, or the recordings and the CDs. But this class, this has been really interesting because I've taught a lot of other people's material with, Energy Medicine 101 and 102 and the different classes that I've taught that I'm certified to teach. But I frequently create little classes to help get people interested in, energy medicine or access consciousness, or to do continuing ed. And this class has been interesting how I've begun to create it. It's really one of the first things that's kind of a marriage of those two bodies of work coming through me in a unique way. And so a lot of the things that I know, you're an advanced practitioner, all this stuff. Like triple warmer meridian governs metabolism and weight and habit and change and addiction. And so there's going to be an element of doing Eden energy medicine exercises to get energy moving in people's bodies, and working with those energetic structures and doing the exercises that we know can move energy so that we can enable the body to change with more ease. But we also know people who maybe have done those things and are still going, okay, what else can I get? Because I need a little more to get this to work better for me. Maybe some of our friends who have been doing the energy routine every day and have been working with their triple warmer regularly, and they'd still have things about their body that they might be judging themselves. People judge the heck out of themselves about their body. And I can look at your body and go, oh my gosh, look how strong she is. Oh, look at how great her legs look in heels. And you can look at your body and go, oh my gosh, this is fat. This is this is that. This is too skinny. This is too this is too that. And judgments are really unkind. And our bodies are our best friend. Our bodies are the only other being that is with us every single moment of this lifetime. And we do a lot of unkind stuff in our head to our bodies. And as we get into being consciously embodied, we really, and that's why, the CD is called Conscious Embodiment, and this is called Conscious Body, Conscious Weight. Mm-hmm. And weight is such a loaded issue, and so many people are looking at that with their New Year's resolutions. I thought, the online and in-person class, it gave people a chance to either come in if they could get there in the winter, or participate online, and if they were far away or just didn't want to get out. But we're really going to get into clearing the judgments that we have about our body, clearing the judgments that we have about food, clearing the judgments. And here's where it gets really sticky, because we think we know how this reality works with food and bodies. But what if that wasn't all of the story? What if calories in, exercise, and all of that was only a piece of the story of how our bodies and weight works? And what else is possible for you and me and our bodies, and the journey that we can have together and have more joy and more fun and more freedom and more energy and age beautifully and just like enjoy our bodies while we're here. Who knows how long we could live here and what we could be doing and having fun, blasting our judgments of what's possible off the planet, and having people go, I don't know what they're doing, but I'll have some of that.
Right. So, Amy, that's not only a great combination of information and tools for people, but it's a perfect time of year. Everybody in January wants to reconfigure their diet, lose some weight from the holidays. So I'm sure it's going to be very successful. And I love the fact that it has both options, both in a class or online. I think that's perfect. I also want to just go back and put you kind of on the spot here a little, because
Okay.
I know that you have that, you know, concert voice training, but I wondered if you would like to close out the interview tonight with maybe some sound and helping everyone understand more about that, since you are so connected to sound.
Well, thanks. You know, I would be happy to. And what I think I would really enjoy doing for everyone as a little gift here, is just kind of a little peek into healing, activating healing energies on from the acoustical plane. You know, a lot of what we do is in the electromagnetic realm, but as we know, with everything being energy and energy vibrating, you know, sound and color and these things exist in that acoustical plane of vibrating energy. And so, if you're an energy medicine practitioner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little chanting and toning. And I don't know how many minutes. Do we have to stop at a particular moment, Elsie, or can I just...
No, we can go over a little bit. Take your time.
Okay, cool. So I know we've had some challenges, and we aren't seeing you in the chat, and I'm going to assume that all is right and perfect, and everything is fine with that, and that this is just as it should be, so that maybe I wasn't supposed to be distracted by knowing somebody had this going on, or knowing somebody's name or something like that. But if you're an energy medicine practitioner, or if you know how to energy test yourself, or even if you just have a symptom, you know, if you're a practitioner, maybe pause the recording right now and get in and energy test yourself. Because I'm really curious what could change after you apply this little sound healing to your body and being. So, so stop the tape, energy test yourself, make a note, see what's there, and see what maybe changes after the fact. And I would be really, really grateful if you would let me know if it changed something for you. And if you're not a practitioner, if this is, you know, maybe you're a student of Elsie's or a client, or, you know, you've got something that you've been working on for a while and hasn't been changing, or maybe it just came up today and you haven't had a chance to do anything about it. Maybe just give it a, you know, do a little judging and give it a number and say it's pain, it's at this level, and this is where I started, and just sort of make a little marker there so you know where you were, and then just see what else is possible for you. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of sit back here and take a few breaths, and I'll tap in to the energy of everybody who is going to watch this recording, and I will ask to be guided to the awareness of the tones that will benefit and will flow and shift and change and create, and tap into the realm of possibility and source that is exactly what, yeah, there we go, exactly what is required in this moment to create more for consciousness for the planet right now. So this is actually going to be, I just got this, it's going to be for you guys, and it's going to be for those you touch in your world, and it's going to go out from us to create more for the planet. So I hope that it doesn't blow out your speakers, but I'm just going to let her go. Okay, guys? Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Hey, ho,
Oh, Amy, that was beautiful. Boy, you can really hear that concert voice of yours.
Well, thank you, everyone. That was new to me. It comes through. I think that's the blessing of having sung my whole life, is that melodies form, but it doesn't have to be. You know, individual tones. Wow, there's just so much you can do. So let me know if it shifts something for you. I'd love to hear.
Well, we'll certainly let you know. Oh, Amy, it was so nice to have you and your really free spirit with us tonight. I'm going to try to bring up that last slide. Oh, no, that's not going to show up. So we're in that replay link that everybody will get. We will have both the entire PDF slideshow, number one. And second thing is, we'll have Amy's email. You can send her an email, let her know just how this toning and chanting and sounding affected you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a real pleasure, and I had so much fun.
Thank you, Amy, and thanks for all the work that you're doing and bringing all of these modalities together for us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, and I guess I would just like to close with just a couple of words and just say, remember, no matter what technique you use, no matter how you're touching people, you are the magic. You are the magic that can open the space and the consciousness, be the being you are in your way that allows other people to step into that and to heal and create more. So expand you. You are a gift, whoever you are and wherever you're listening to this. And thank you, Elsie, for the gift that you are to the world and to this community. Thank you again.
You're welcome, Amy. And just a reminder, as Amy's talking about the fact that you are the magic, and certainly we have magical Donna Eden, but don't forget that you're part of that Eden energy medicine grid. So call on those guides and whatever help you need, and I promise they will show up. So good night, everyone. Amy, good night. And it was great to have everybody aboard.